Hello, welcome back. Another preseason preview, courtesy of Send Him Off. Send Him Off being me, Sam, and obviously my ever-present podcasting partner, Alex. How's things?
Mate, it's only the second one. I'm feeling delirious already. I don't know what's happening here. But we're here with Fulham FC, newly
Fulham.
promoted.
Yeah, one of the
Newly
new
promoted
boys.
again. Fulham FC.
We're joined by Martin Mucklow himself from this country. I love this country. Can I just say,
We
I
all
love it.
loved it.
Like I've literally
brilliant.
watched this program about 26 times. I love it. Paul Cooper, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on promotion as well. It was quite the season. You absolutely demolished us down there.
It was all up to me as well. It's all down to me. So.
Tactical genius.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, where to start? Last season. So, are you more confident going into this Premier League season? Are you more confident than you've ever been going into the Premier League?
I'm pretty a little bit more confident. So I think we might just escape relegation. I mean, we had a brilliant season last season, and Marco Silva has been, breath of fresh air, kind of really attacking football, especially after Parker ball in the Prem and in the Championship. So completely different. So very kind of gung ho, lots of goals, lots of attacking football. It was a brilliant season. Just one of those ones that you'll look back in years gone by. After a kind of 10 rubbish seasons. Those are the seasons you remember, really.
I got one question straight away. Is Aleksandar Mitrovic going to reach the heights he did last season?
I think everyone kind of says, oh, he's not, Premiership standard. The time before last, when we got relegated, I think he scored about 11 or 12 goals, which is not bad for a relegated team. And the last time, Parker hardly ever played him. He played a winger up front, So I think he only got 3 goals, but I mean, he played very, very few games. So I think there's better players around him. And we only scored 9 goals at home in the Premiership last time, So I think he'll get 12 to 15, something like that, I would hope. Okay. 15. There's not many people get 15 goals.
No, that's a good return, especially in the Premier League. 15 goals, 12, 15 goals. It's not bad, especially for a newly promoted team as well. Even though he is sort of Premier League proven to an extent, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Would you? Sorry, go on.
I think he'll do pretty well. Sorry, but babbling. Sorry.
No, so would you put Mitrovic then as Fulham's key man still, or do you think some of those players around him, maybe like the Harry Wilsons? I tell you, who really impressed me last year when so we're Swansea fans when they came down to Swansea and they absolutely demolished us in the second half.
Yeah, they picked us apart.
It was horrific to watch.
Yeah, Charlie went. I couldn't go in the end, which was a shame, but he went down there. Yeah.
Oh, it was a cracking game, to be fair. They played really well. But Harrison Reed really impressed me that day because I always thought he was more of a holding midfielder. But the way he was playing, he was so advanced and he picked apart our defense a couple of times. And I think he might be the underrated guy for me this season.
Yeah, I love him. And he's a big fan of the show as well. He played in a kind of number 8 role, but there was a lot of times it didn't really work last season. I didn't think, and I think he's a lot more comfortable in a defensive mid kind of role. And now we've got Polina, who's very much that role. So I'm not sure. I think the jury's out a little bit. I love him as a player, but he just didn't. It clearly clicked at Swansea, but in a lot of the games it didn't quite click, and he was quite often substituted. And I think, obviously with the Premiership being a higher level, I'm not quite sure on that. But I love him as a player, his tenacity and whatever. So I think the jury's out on that one.
Yeah, they brought in Pereira as well from United, which he's gone straight in my fantasy football team as well. because I think
I'm still yet to do mine, to be honest. Should
I
do
think
mine.
he's one of those players who's got something to prove, and I think as does Marcus Silva really in the Premiership. And I, a lot of people, a lot of Man United supporters saying, "Oh God, rubbish," and we'll drive him there and all that. We'll drive him down to Fulham, all that stuff. But I think he's going to be a real. I think he's going to have a really good season. I think he's a real talent, and I think that, I think he'll get a lot of playing time, obviously, and I think he'll be brilliant. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He's probably about the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to this season.
That's interesting. I look at the Fulham squad this year and I see two big omissions from last year, but this might just be because of how well he played at Swansea. But Nico Williams obviously won't be there. He's at Forest, and I've completely forgotten the other guy that I was going to say. Anyway, his name is completely gone. Oh, Carvalho. Carvalho's gone to Liverpool. So do you think those are going to be big sort of gaps to fill?
Yeah, Carvalho was brilliant, and Liverpool pulled our pants down on that one, as they did before with Harvey Elliott. They pulled our pants down. In fact, they pulled our pants down so many times it's not really worth wearing pants at all. I mean, all our amazing academy players have all gone for absolute peanuts. Dembele, who's at Lyon and stuff like that. We just, I don't know. Yeah, he is a real. He's a brilliant player. As a number kind of. Although Liverpool don't play a number 10, he's very much a kind of number 10. So whether he'll fit into their system, I don't know. But he's a brilliant player.
You didn't laugh there about the pulling the pants down comment. You caught me off for there. Sorry. I'll have to kick goals now. Unbelievable.
And then the right back, Nico. Yeah, he was really good. He was brilliant coming forward, but a bit dodgy defensively. And I think we would have bought him, but I think 17 million was. I think he went to Forest about 17 million. So I think he scored 2 at your place, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I think
one was an absolute stunner.
It was.
And I think because we play a back 4, I think 17 million was probably a little bit too much. I think he'll be a real star in the future. Definitely, he plays great for Wales, although on left-hand side. But I think because Cooper plays the wing backs, I think he'd be a very good wing back and an okay, in right back in a 4 at the back in the Premiership. I think defensively he's not quite there yet, but fine as a wing back.
That's interesting.
So I'm not sure how Cooper. I mean, you know more about Cooper. So we played Forest at home, and they were the most time-wasting, cheating team I've ever seen in my 65 years. I just thought they were horrendous. I don't know what the guy was on. I don't know what you thought of him at Swansea. I would like to know.
Steve Cooper was a lot of the football we played in the air. It was mainly to sort of send it over, and Andrea, you had a lot to do with it, to be honest with you. If we didn't have Andrea, we probably wouldn't have been, where we were. But his football wasn't that great to watch. He was quite fond of the wing backs, as you said, but I don't know. It was one of them ones you could suss it out quite easily.
Wasn't great to watch, but did get playoffs 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the best way to describe Cooper ball at Swansea.
But didn't play the Swansea way. I mean, you're used to good football, aren't you? Good passing football. So I mean, you've had a litany of really good managers and good teams. So yeah, I was absolutely shocked. I thought they were. I think they'll go straight down.
Do you think so?
Yeah, and they're bigging themselves up a bit. I mean, they're going on about that they won the European Cup twice. I mean, Fulham won the Intertoto and once, and it's the only trophy we've ever won. It's the Intertoto. I mean, how pathetic is that? But anyhow,
we got to the final of the. Was it the final of the Europa League?
The Europa League,
yeah, 2010, yeah.
Or the UEFA Cup, actually, that's what it was back then.
That's what it was.
I think it was the Europa League.
Yeah, the Europa League. Before, so it's it's the Euro. Before that, it was called the Fairs Cup many years ago. Shows my age.
Paul, I could listen to you talk all day.
Yeah,
It's like
so
a
could
fountain
I.
of knowledge, this is.
It really
This
is, yeah.
wonderful.
What are your expectations?
Well, I'm not that brilliant on old things. I don't know if you saw, I went on Celebrity Mastermind, and my subject was the 1966 World Cup. And I got 3 right, and I became the top 2 the winner got 18, the next 2 got 16, and I got 8. Absolute rubbish.
I don't know. That's not too bad. That's not bad.
Do you know? I think we've now had 2 guests on this show who's been on Celebrity Mastermind.
Who was the first?
I think Isham was on it.
Was Ishan on there?
I think he was. I think he was.
But he did better than me, that's for sure. And then by the end, during when they were doing general knowledge, every single answer I just gave a Fulham player's name.
Fair enough. I rate it.
So I'm a complete hero now to the Fulham fans, but just a bit of an embarrassment to the mastermind team. But there we go.
Oh, who cares?
Back to Fulham.
Yeah, back to Fulham.
Yeah, it's for charity.
I think I think Alex started asking. What are your expectations? So what would you be happy with this season? Is survival just that all you're thinking about?
I think so. Yeah, I think we'll get about 16th, something like 15 or 16th, something like that. You know, I'd be really happy with that.
Already,
I don't
15th or 16th is looking a bit crowded. I've got to be honest, because we've had Fulham on just before you. That's what they're looking at. Everton, sorry, Everton. Yeah, so I think that might be a bit of a crowded situation. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the Premiership, the last couple of times the Premiership's been dire. I love the Championship. It's brilliant. Loves going to the away games.
Thank you. Everybody seems it really is. Honestly, it really is. And everybody seems to think you go to the Premier League, that's where it is. I disagree. The Championship is genuinely one of the most entertaining leagues in the world.
Definitely, without doubt. Yeah, we really miss it. So
fingers crossed.
You know how you get relegated and you see people kind of crying and stuff. I think last time we went down and you kind of showed everyone on the screen, everyone was kind of cheering, going mad. Yay, Championship. It didn't faze me whatsoever. I was really pleased. A lot of Fulham supporters were really pleased to go down, to be perfectly honest.
Well, there we are.
I mean, what's the best you can hope for? Kind of 8th or something, 9th. And a half decent cup.
It's a good point. That's a very good point. In all fairness, I do agree with you. But then I suppose when you got Alexander Mitrovic scoring like 30 goals by Christmas time, you all looking top of the table, thinking, we're going up again. But there we are.
And we're not gonna win 7-0 away twice this season.
Yeah.
Unless it's against Brentford, that would
I'd love that. Can I just point out that would make my day?
Set him off again.
I don't like Brentford at all.
You can't stand Brentford.
I hate Brentford. Yeah, we had some of the we had this guy on Callum. If you're listening, you bastard. He's one of the he was second assistant director on This Country, and he's a big Brentford fan. And he just gives it to us the whole time. So I'll be really happy. I think I might. If we won 7-0, I'd shoot myself the next day because nothing else really in life left.
Yeah, exactly.
Just end it.
Please don't shoot yourself. We'd love to have you back, to be honest with you. So don't do that. Oh,
all right, I'll try not to.
So we've had the key players for Fulham. Your Mitrovic, Harry Wilson. The like. So who's your underrated player? The one to watch, the one that if people haven't watched the Championship last year,
they've gone under the radar so far.
Yeah.
I like Robinson, and he's had so much stick. The left back came from Wigan, before was Everton. He's a huge fan of the show, by the way. So and I think he's brilliant because he's so positive going forward, and he's always going forward with such speed. And I think he's gonna have a really good season. I think he's going to be brilliant in the World Cup as well. I just have a feeling. So I really like him. Yeah, always going forward, always really, really positive. But he gets so much stick, which is unwarranted.
He's still really young as well, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Learning the game, and who else? Well, we've got some new, a few new players coming. We've got 3 new players, and we're hoping for another 2 or 3. and I think that they may be the catalyst. Yeah, Wilson looks good. I think he's probably got a bit to prove as well. Coming down from Liverpool, they obviously didn't think he was good enough for the Premiership, so I think he's going to play a really good part. I mean, he was probably, after Mitrovic, player of the season, him and maybe Tim Ream, but I think Tim Ream's a little bit old now, and for the Premiership.
I think Harry Wilson, I think he's left Liverpool at the right time, to be honest with you, because seeing him in a Welsh shirt, we can see what he can do, playing a full 90 minutes, full regular football. So it'd be nice to see him play in the Premier League, and I think he will get on. I really do.
Yeah, he's a bit annoying. He dives quite a bit. He actually looks like one of those, when you used to play kind of kids football, he always looks like one of the kind of opposition you want to punch. Just the way he carries himself. But he's a great player. But just sometimes he dives a bit too much, which I don't like. But anyhow, he's a great player. And loads of assists last year. I can't remember how many, but he was good. Yeah.
There we are. So key players we've had the underrated players. Before we go, you've touched on where you'd be happy with to finish in the table. Can you give us a Martin Mucklow official? Send him off. Stamp of approval. Official prediction for where Fulham are going to finish this season.
Right. Well, dirty peeping bastards. You Welsh dirty peeping bastards.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't really have time for this, to be perfectly honest. I got no empathy. Zero. Oh, I don't know. I reckon with the right management, getting Fred West as assistant manager, I reckon the 8th. But I reckon we'll be about, I don't know, 15th, I'll say.
I'd take 15th. I agree with you as well. I do think Fulham I think they're going to stay up. I'm going to put my neck on the line. And although we did do this with Norwich last year.
Yeah, we were duped with Norwich. I'm not going to have a repeat of that, I'm afraid.
But I do think Fulham. I think Fulham will stay up, and I think there's people in worse positions than Fulham.
I think Marco Silva's got a lot to prove. I think after Watford and Everton, so I think he'll do well. On an outside bet, I think maybe 10th, but I'll go for 15th, because then people say, "Oh, I saw you and you said 10th," especially Callum, Brentford fan. Yeah.
There we are, 15th then. 15th. We'll go for that.
Mm.
So Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. We are huge fans of the show.
Yes, we really are.
It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. Do you want just a couple of moments just to tell any of the listeners where they might be able to find you on social media and the like?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Just most of it is boring stuff that I'm talking about. I wouldn't follow me, to be perfectly honest.
We'd follow you.
We would, Paul. And if any of you haven't seen This Country, go and watch This Country.
Please go and watch it.
So that is our Fulham preview. Nicely wrapped up there. We've had a bit of everything. We've had predictions, and we've even had a little bit of Martin Mucklow, which made my
genuinely,
month. That is genuinely fantastic. Paul, thank you very much. Alex, pleasure as always. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you soon with another preview. Ta-ra.
Take care.